Sky Squad, Sky Squad, Sky Squad. You know, I got some sad news to report to y'all today. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all the story that we heard yesterday. I wanted it to be true. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I wanted it to be true. I said, "Ooh, this is gonna be good and juicy." We seen them out together. It made sense with the timing of what Dave Quinn had said on Carlos King's podcast. So I was just like, so when I saw that information about Peter Thomas and Gizelle, I was like, oh snap. Y'all, I don't know why I was already relationshipping them or shipping them, as the people say, in my mind. Because I was like, that's an interesting duo right there. Okay, that's a very interesting duo. And this wasn't no disrespect to neither one of them. I just thought, okay, I'm here for it for some reason. For some reason, and looking at y'all comments, a lot of y'all were here for it too. But sadly, we got a report, according to our friends over at the Jasmine brand, these dating rumors are not true, at least according to Gizelle. She is denying these Peter Thomas rumors. Basically, just to give you some perspective, she's saying that it's 100% not true. Okay. Apparently, based on what Andrew Caldwell has written here, it says Nene Leaks, did you just like this at Cynthia Bailey? Not necessarily sure what that's about. Anyway, yeah, man, y'all know it just disrupted my spirit a little bit. It just had me a little bit down this morning, mostly because on the show, Gizelle has kind of been on the hunt for love. And it's never seemed to work in her favor. And the Pastor Jamal Bryant scenario was it was just a mess, you know. And so with the Peter Thomas thing, I said, well, he got the ball won. He got the success thing. I mean, listen, he might have had some issues, definitely. And he's been pretty open about those issues in the past, which I gotta give him credit for, because some people ain't even open about it. But I just thought that would have been a wild storyline, wouldn't it have been? Could it be? Could I speak a romance into existence? I don't know. That was all, you know. But they saying it's not true. So, when the stars say it, we gonna believe them. Allegedly. No, but that's what they saying. So we're gonna go ahead and rock with that. My hopes are dashed for a romance for Gizelle on the Real Housewives of Potomac for season 7. Part of me believes that she got a boyfriend out there and she just like, I ain't putting my man on the screen. I'm gonna talk about y'all's, okay? I believe that woman got I believe that woman got a whole life she is rocking and rolling and living outside of this show. I bet you 100%. Listen, I'm sure that woman outside of this show is getting it on. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that I believe she's living her best life in some kind of way. And we just don't know about it, right? And we're going to get to that as further proof from some things that Candiace Dillard allegedly said, okay? So right here we have pictured the trifecta that really was the center of the controversy from season 5 of Potomac, right? Why are the three of these ladies pictured together? Because based on the way life is now, none of these three would ever be in the same room ever again, I don't think, okay? Well, this comes to us from urbanbellmag.com. So you got to go over there and check them out to check out the entire article, okay? And I will place the link in the description. I will also place the link from a live that's featured on Jamie That's Me's YouTube page. I will place the link for that YouTube page below as well, so you guys can hear portions of the live in case you guys have missed it. And I'm sure that live has made it elsewhere. But according to Urban Bell Mag, she goes on, Candiace, that is, goes on to talk about, you know, there's a leak in our midst giving all the tea away. And I'm thinking currently. And she says, you guys have heard some alleged drama that I will not confirm or deny as the truth, which is smart to do. Okay. Don't confirm or deny anything because you were on the show and you don't want to give away storyline, right? But she says, yeah, it's really annoying that somebody is trying to leak information from our show because then she says, one thing about Potomac that was always a good thing was we never had leaks. And then a certain person joined the cast, and then suddenly certain things would be leaked in their favor, which was how the physical altercation was leaked because someone who was trying to control the narrative leaked the information and lied so that they can get ahead of the story. They still ended up looking like an effing clown. They stopped when that person was stopped when that person was terminated. So I was shocked this season when stuff just started leaking. So that should tell you that there has always been a leak in the midst, girl. You trying to blame it on Monique, but clearly okay, one thing is for certain, and two things are for certain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things are for certain. On any reality TV show, there is going to be a leak, whether it be something from production, an assistant, a stylist, a cast member. Somebody is going to leak something. Now, I ain't going on to say to any of the stylists, I'm not naming names on that cast particular, but I'm just saying when we look at the landscape of housewife shows overall, we know that there are always leaks and people who find out information. Y'all had a whole brawl down to the winery, and you think that nobody in the room was going to talk about it? Okay. And I know for a fact that the person she is talking about, who she is claiming was terminated, was not terminated. That I do know for a fact. But this just goes to show, as she is saying, that there's always been people who has been leaking information on the reality TV shows. And she, of course, unfortunately, just does not know who that person currently is. Okay. So let's move on because she had more to say. And I got to give it to Candiace because, listen, somebody got to keep us entertained with the talk, okay? And Candiace is definitely I'm thoroughly entertained today, okay? Thoroughly. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, yes, girl, give us the tea, okay? Give it to us, okay? Give it to me. Pour it into the cup so we can drink it early in the morning, okay? Anyway, so I guess somebody on the live asked if Gizelle will have a boyfriend on this upcoming season, and I'm still salty. It ain't Peter Thomas. Anyway, she says, so she answered, will Gizelle have a boyfriend this season? Well, she could have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a goat. We wouldn't know because she doesn't share any of her personal life. She just skates by encroaching on other people's business. Gizelle is definitely going to HE double hockey sticks for sure. She said the woman to go on to HE double hockey sticks. Lord have mercy. Literally. So this goes back to what I was saying about my theory that Gizelle has a whole life that she is living her best bikini lifestyle because Gizelle get that workout on, okay? And so I just feel like Candiace is peeping the game too. Like, girl, I know you over there living a life that you is not sharing on the screen, okay? Why? In the video, you guys will see that Candiace basically says, she feels exploited for her volatile moments on the show. And in my mind, I was like, oh, girl, wait, don't say, listen, I don't know if you want to say it like that because then it feels like it's going into the Nene territory. And if you feel like that and you feel firm in it, I just have to say that you have to be willing to take that, to stand 10 toes down in that and be prepared to take whatever action the network has, coming after you say something like that. Because, listen, Candiace is going to be the center of the drama. I'm watching Potomac. It's one of my favorites. if she gonna be bringing the drama, I want her to stay there. Okay, I mean that it is what it is. I understand some of y'all don't like her, but Candiace has definitely solidified her place on that show, and I'm just being objective as I say it. Okay, that's it. All right. Some people are not gonna like it. Some people will. It is what it is. Now, she says, she goes on to say, she don't like it when people lie for a storyline. I hate that word storyline. Anyway, she says it's getting whack. Y'all don't have ish going on, so you resorted to literally making things up. That's not interesting TV to watch. Okay. Hold on one second. She says it doesn't make for interesting TV to watch. And then she goes on to say, if you can't come with real reality television, then you should be fired. Everyone's always talking about so and so needs to be fired because they don't bring anything. Fire this, fire that one. No, if you can't come to the table with real, honest, true reality, real stuff going on, and you have to resort to lying and making things up, then you literally could be replaced. Now, I will go on to say that I do feel like, you know, I there's a portion of that I don't ever there's not a case where I want to say at this point in time that, oh, fire somebody. There are people that I wish would step up in certain areas, but I just want people to have jobs, especially black people. Y'all know what I'm saying? But anyway, um I agree. You should be bringing your real, honest, true reality and stuff that's really going on to the table because that makes a reality TV show better. You've heard Carlos King say it. I'm sure you've heard other producers say it. If you listen to other producers when they do interviews, they talk about how bringing out the best of their cast. And in order to do that, they got to bring out the real. Now, she says this because she kind of goes on to drag the rest of the cast, okay? And it ain't gonna be pretty after this. She says, I think what's more challenging, particularly talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac fans, is that what's more challenging is the commitment to misunderstanding me. So if the edit makes one small shift or one small edit, it's blown out of proportion because people hate me and they are committed to that. That is where they are, and there's no coming off of that. And to a certain degree, I mean, she's probably right because I know that a lot of y'all people for some reason think that I hate her, and I don't. I don't hate nobody. I don't have no hate in my heart. I don't always like some of the things that she says or does, but that don't mean I want this woman to be successful. I want her to live her best life. I do. But in certain instances, I think that she could calm down the volatility. But for some people, that volatility makes for great TV because heck, I mean, look at the volatility that's displayed on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and nobody is complaining about Teresa. They are rewarding her for it. But again, okay, I could go down a whole nother rabbit hole. And I just want to, again, be fair in my assessments and be objective as possible with this because I understand I can see both sides of the equation. Okay. So anyway, she says these days, she says almost everybody is a double agent. None of these bees are real. They are all fake and no one's loyal. Everyone's literally out for themselves and trying to panhandle their little businesses across town, across these United States. And no one gives an F about that. F these hoes from the bottom of my heart. And then she says, yeah, they're always trying to get me out, but the harder you push me, the longer I'll be here. Now, it's the part where she say, okay, everybody's a double agent. None of these bees are real. They all fake. No one's loyal. Everyone's literally out for themselves and trying to panhandle their little businesses across town, across these United States, and no one gives an F about that. F these hoes. See, I think for me, where I felt like this ventured all the way left is here, okay? Because all the women behind her in the photograph, from Karen to Wendy Acefo to Robin and even to Gizelle and also Mia, to be quite honest with you, although Mia has her own, uh, franchise or whatever, she does that with the Joint Chiropractic, and Wendy has her gigs as a commentator and as a as a professor. I believe she's still doing the professing. I don't know if she had quit that yet, and I know she had talked about it at one point. And Robin has her hats. Karen and Wendy both have their, Wendy has the home essentials, candles, and other things, and Karen has the fragrances and stuff like that. So I'm like, I just was like, oh wow, like you have lumped everybody into that. I would have hoped that she would have spared Wendy from that equation, but and maybe she did in another part of the video. I just didn't see or hear about it, or it wasn't written about. But I guess I just feel like, dang, what has happened? In the video, as you guys will see, I want you to read both the video and the article. In the video, she states basically that the season starts off messy and it gets messier. Okay. So Potomac is going to be in for a wild ride this season. But I was like, dang, you like really going in on these ladies, selling their products. But I will tell you, as a person from who has worked in marketing and PR, that's what you do when you get on a reality TV show. You make the most of your moment. You develop your product lines that make sense. Okay, I do think that they should make sense. Okay, and they should fit what your persona is. Similar to what Candiace is doing. She's a singer and she sings very well to me, and her album is very good. I mean, I don't. It's more mid tempo than I typically would like. I would have preferred some. Give me some. There's a lot. I think there's like maybe a couple of club bangers in the beginning, but like I need some like y'all know I like to dance and sweat and all that good stuff like that. But she's doing the same thing. I mean, she's using the platform to sell albums and stuff like that. So I feel like, it was just odd to hear her kind of going off about these types of things with the rest of the ladies. Like, yo, like y'all all doing the same thing. Like, why is that an issue now or whatever? I don't know. Maybe something has come up during the season that has led to this, but we will find out when Potomac premieres. And listen, I'm not mad at Candiace for venting because listen, otherwise we wouldn't know how she was feeling. Okay. So anyway, that's the news right now. That's all we got for y'all today. Actually, it's not. I'm working on another video right after this. So I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.